Somebody call a doctor because Mad Medicine is back. That's the answer. This is the Appleton Oak. I'm Mason Quinn. Folks, today we're checking out 2011's The Help. I know nothing about this movie. First time watch for me. I just know it's got a loaded cast. So let's see what I'm in for.
Yeah, I know nothing about it. I've never seen it. Just heard it won a few awards, so I'm definitely ready, willing, and able to give this a watch.
Yeah, the most I know about this film is what's on the backdrop behind us, which reflects what Mason Quinn had said, with a loaded cast and some big names. So I'm excited for this one.
All right, without further ado, then let's go!
Oh, this is a mess.
Hey, Bob, we are way behind on schedule, so I'm gonna need you to get everything hooked up like yesterday. All this stuff needs to be done by tomorrow. Gotta have it done.
Boss, I'm not an electrician. I mean, shouldn't we wait for the pros?
This can't be that hard. Couple plugins, couple wires. It's not that big of a deal. We do not have time to wait for the electrician, so just get it done. I'm counting on you, all right?
I'm counting on you. Oh!
Jumping jackrabbits, Bob, what the hell happened?
Oh, I knew this was a bad idea.
Bob's instincts were right, but his supervisor didn't listen. Now Bob's injury could be worth millions.
Wait, did you say millions? Who are these professionals that can help me?
Morgan & Morgan.
Morgan & Morgan is America's largest injury firm with more than 1,000 lawyers and 4,000 case staff ready to fight for you if you become their client.
But Bob is worried because he doesn't have the cash to pay for expensive legal fees. Worry no more. When your boss puts you in a dangerous situation and you get hurt, don't settle for less than you deserve. Morgan & Morgan will fight to get you every penny. And the best part? It's completely free unless you win. But Bob feels conflicted. He doesn't want to sue his boss, even if the company hasn't paid him for the last 6 months. When you sue for an injury, you're not suing your boss. You're suing their insurance company. There's no reason to feel bad about getting the compensation you deserve. So if you've been a victim in a car accident, medical malpractice, workplace injury, or any other personal injury, you can hit the link in the description to get Morgan & Morgan to fight for you. Bob did, and he sure is thankful Morgan & Morgan had his back.
There's our first star.
1911, Chickasaw County, Piedmont Plantation. My mama was a maid. My grandmama was a house slave.
What does it feel like to raise a white child when your own child's at home being looked after by somebody else?
I done raised 17 kids in my life. Looking after white babies, that's what I do. I know how to get them babies asleep, stop crying. You is smart. You is important. I work for the Leafalts from 8 to 4, 6 days a week. That come to $182 every month. I do all the cooking, cleaning. I take care of baby girl. And Lord, I worry she gonna be fat. Me? Oh.
Finish the chicken salad? Yeah. Oh, and Hilly's deviled eggs. No paprika. Does this dress look homemade?
I reckon when you finish it, one. Miss Leafall still don't pick baby girl up but once a day. Birth and Blues got hold of Miss Leafall pretty hard.
Oh, good tune.
Oh. You might not be hearing it, but this is
Little Johnny Cash.
Johnny Cash.
My name is Eugenia Phelan.
Come on. Eugenia Phelan, Mr. Blackley.
Shut the damn door.
Oh, I love him.
Do you have any references?
Yes.
This is a rejection letter.
Miss Stein thought...
Stein?
Elaine Stein? I'm gonna be a serious writer, Mr. Blackley.
She said no.
Well, until I gain some experience.
Oh, Christ. Yes, you do. Do you clean?
Clean.
Miss Myrna has gone shithouse crazy on us. Read these letters, and you answer them just like she would. $8 a week. Copy is due on Thursday. Shut that goddamn door.
So she starts off ghostwriting.
Yeah, nice. for $8 a week. That's rough.
Mama, we're late for bread.
And our
Miss
other
Hilly was the
star.
first of the babies to have a baby.
Take that off. It's 98 degrees out there.
Well, let's put my coat on then.
Tilly moved her into her house and fired the maid she had to make room for Minnie, too. I lost my own boy, Trelaw, 4 years ago. After that, I just didn't want to live no more. It took God and Minnie to get me through it.
Oh, just don't
Old
drop
lady
that
like
pie.
me, lucky to have her.
I like the little touch there of her checking the street.
After my boy died, bitter seed was planted inside of me.
Oh.
And I just didn't feel so accepting anymore.
No.
You drunk up 2 glasses of grape juice. I know you got the TT. I'll give you 2 cookies if you go.
Aibileen, the girls are pulling up and the table isn't set.
What?
Set out the dessert for us, please.
Oh, Minnie, will you see if Aibileen has some of that ambrosia?
Now she going to putting pencil marks on the toilet paper. But I carry paper in from my own damn house.
Pencil marks on the toilet paper.
You got some ambrosia? You know I do. Right, I'll be back.
Guiding light.
Oh, man.
Oh, Mrs. Walters.
I'm watching my story.
Watching my stories.
Sorry I'm late.
Hey, it's our girl from Pitch Perfect.
Well, if it isn't long haul Skeeter.
I've got a great summer planned for you.
Oh, I hate it. I picked up my black dress from the cleaners this morning.
Honey, Stuart had to cancel.
Again?
I'm starting to think this Stuart is a figment of your imagination, so just forget it. I'm just gonna go get a plate. Shh.
She looks familiar watching the TV.
I got a job today.
They'd be a fool not to hire you. Last stop till marriage.
Elizabeth, can I talk to Aibileen to help me with some of the letters?
Why can't you just get Constantine to help?
Constantine quit us.
I mean, as long as it doesn't interfere with her work. I don't see why not.
I was going to say, how do they drink tea with all those knives in their back?
Hello, is Lisbeth in? Tell her Celia Foote called again. Miss? I'm looking for some help at my house. You know any maids looking?
No, ma'am.
Okay.
It is lunchtime, and I am suddenly hungry.
That's
Look
a
at that
large
place.
home.
Wow. It's got food on the fork.
I was watching that. Don't turn it off.
Miss Celia Foote called again.
I've never called her back, Huey.
Oh, boy.
That tacky girl Johnny married from Sugar Ditch, she had the nerve to ask if she could help with the children's benefit ball.
Well, aren't we taking non-members?
But we're not telling her.
God.
It's so fun. We get to be mean to her.
Oh, God, just gives me the ick.
Really, I wish you'd just go use the bathroom.
She's just upset because the Nick uses the guest bath, and so do we.
Wouldn't you rather them take their business outside? It's just plain dangerous.
Oh,
They
God.
carry different diseases than we do.
Oh, yeah, there we go.
That's why I've drafted the Home Health Sanitation Initiative that requires every white home to have a separate bathroom for the colored health.
Oh, jeez.
Maybe we should just build you a bathroom outside, Hilly.
Oh, zing.
You think you'd be willing to help me with those Miss Myrna letters?
Miss Myrna get it wrong a lot of times. Be good to get it right.
Thank you, Aibileen. All that talk in there today. I'm sorry you had to hear that. Is that preacher great sermon?
Yes, ma'am, it is.
Reminds me so much of my maid, Constantine.
We're in church circle together.
Did you know that she had quit us? I got home from school a week ago and my mama told me she had quit.
Oof. Mom not be honest?
Did you hear that? Do you have her phone number?
You are, Skeeter.
I'll be back tomorrow, Aibileen.
Y'all make it quick. Tomorrow's silver polishing day.
Oh, for f***'s sake.
Got to polish your silver the whole day.
Well, there's that black dress.
She won't be needing that. Stuart's hanging out on the oil rig.
Nah, he's figment.
Hi, James.
How you, Miss Regina?
Mama? That's you, honey.
Is this a little too young?
Allison Janney.
Mama, I want to ask you about Constantine.
Come on, you try it on.
What really happened?
Skeeter, your mother is sick. She wants to see you in this dress. Did I tell you Fanny Petro got engaged?
Good for fat Fanny Petro.
Eugenia, your eggs are dying.
Your eggs are dying.
Get your hair fixed.
I got a job today.
You can write my obituary. Charlotte Phelan, dead. Her daughter, still single.
Would it really be so bad if I never met a husband?
I read the other day about how some girls get unbalanced. Start thinking these unnatural thoughts.
Oh, God.
Do you find men attractive?
Oh my God. Oh my God.
I want to be with girls as much as you want to be with James.
Carlton's bringing Rebecca to dinner. Try to look presentable.
Oh, at first I thought that was Matt Damon.
You couldn't have known this, but I'm allergic to almonds. You know, the last time I had an almond, I stopped liking men. What happened to Constantine?
Constantine went to live in Chicago with her family.
Oh, I'm sure.
People move on, Skeeter.
That's not the truth.
She would have written and told me. Did you fire her?
We were just a job to her, honey.
She raised me.
She did not. Excuse me a moment, Rebecca. My daughter's upset my cancerous ulcers.
What you doing hiding out here, girl?
I just couldn't tell Mama I didn't get asked to the dance.
Sometimes we just got to keep to ourselves, right?
Boys say I'm ugly. Mama was third runner-up in Miss South Carolina.
Third runner-up.
Feeling sorry for yourself. Now that's ugly. Every day you're not dead in the ground. You're going to have to make some decisions. Am I going to believe all the bad things that fools say about me today? She didn't pick her life. You pick her. You're going to do something big for Joe.
So obviously a very pivotal person in her life.
Wonder what those boys are thinking now. They're idiots.
These colored women raise white children. In 20 years, those children become the boss. They can't even use the toilets in our houses. Nobody ever really talks about it down here.
Go away.
The old long cords.
I guess I can read what you come up with. The book biz could use a little rattling. All I'm saying is that I'll let you know if it's even worth pursuing.
When I'm chopping onions, how do I keep tears out of my eyes?
That's easy. You tell her to hold a matchstick between her teeth.
Is it lit? Something else I want to write about. I would need your help. I want to interview you about what it's like to work as a maid. We could show what it's like to work for, say, Elizabeth. The other maids would have to keep it a secret, too.
All the maids.
Well, I was hoping to get 4 or 5.
Not interested.
To this damn house. And I put up with your new clothes and your trips to New Orleans, but this takes the goddamn cake.
It was covering the costs and said you could just do Williams' taxes to pay her back.
We don't take orders from the Holbrooks. Fix me a sandwich, Aibileen.
Aibileen, me Mobley's crying her eyes out. Miss Myrna thing isn't going to work out with Aibileen. I'm sorry.
I hate to have somebody else in your home and see how not perfect it is, right?
You're making it harder, flapping your arms like that, Minnie. Let's go to the beach. Run, get Mr. Walters. Oh, him. Biloxi, Minnie.
Oh, I cannot figure out who that actress is.
Never mind. You go on ahead and say inside that, Minnie.
Oh, for crying out loud, it's just a little rain.
Daddy ruined you.
I'm just gonna get your tea.
Minnie.
Minnie, are you in there?
Yes, ma'am.
And just what are you doing?
You are fired, Minnie Jackson.
18 people died in Jackson that day. 10 white and 8 black. God don't pay no mind of color once he decide to set a tornado loose.
Hurry, Aibileen. Got savings back for you, Mama. Promise me you won't go in there, okay?
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Isn't it so nice to have your own Aibileen?
Yes, ma'am.
Look at the
Yeah,
thermometer, it's over 100.
102 degrees.
So then you going in there, that's like basically another 10, 20 degrees
sauna.
easy. Oh. Oh.
Yeah. Is that Minnie? Minnie? Hey, Minnie. Mm-hmm. Don't worry about her. She always mad about something.
Everything okay?
Yeah, just wanted to talk to you. We never finished our conversation at Elizabeth's. How about that book I want to write?
You made me miss my bus.
They set my cousin Chanel's car on fire.
A book like this has never been written before.
Because there's a reason.
I promise we'll be careful.
It's already ain't careful, Miss Skeeter. You're not knowing that's what scared me the most.
Here's my phone number.
Books shall not be interchangeable between the white and colored schools, but shall continue to be used by the race first using them. Any person printing, publishing, or circulating written matter urging for public acceptance is subject to imprisonment.
Aibileen, I done went and did it now. I went to Miss Hilly's house this afternoon. She done told every white woman in town on my face. Oh, but I got her back. What you did?
Oh,
I
boy.
ain't telling nobody.
Put something not so nice in the pie?
Terrible, awful to that woman, and now she know what I done. She got what she deserved, Aibileen.
What you done did now, man?
Ooh.
Please open your Bibles to Exodus. Oh, my Lord, I am not eloquent. I am slow of speech and slow of tongue. See, courage isn't just about being brave. Courage is daring to do what is right, is to be prepared to put yourself in harm's way. If you can love your enemy, you already have the victory.
Quick, come quick.
I've never seen you in a uniform before. You look really nice.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's the nerves.
I ain't never had no white person in my house before. What if you don't like what I got to say?
This ain't about me.
You're gonna have to change my name. Mine Miss Lee for everybody.
What does it feel like to raise a white child?
Oh, back to the start.
Is that your son?
Yes, ma'am. Can we move on to the next question? I thought I might write my stories down and read them to you. And no different than writing down my prayers. My first white baby to ever look after was named Alton Carrington Spears. I just turned 14. I dropped out of school to help Mama with the bill. Alton's mama died of lung disease. I love that baby. That's when I learned I could make children feel proud of themselves. Alton used to always be asking me how come I was black. And one time I told him this because I drank too much coffee. You should have seen his face. This was just so great.
What changed your mind?
God and Miss Hilly Holbrook.
I would like to ask you and Mr. Williams something.
Oh, no.
My twin boys graduated from high school, both on the honor roll. We short about $75 on one of the tuitions.
Woo! I am late.
Oh, no.
As a Christian, I'm doing you a favor. See, God don't give charity to those who are well and able. You need to come up with this money on your own, okay? You'll thank me one day.
Sure making it easy to dislike her, aren't they?
Mm-hmm.
You use the same cup, same fork, same plate every day. Serving white folks coffee, set it down in front of them. Last thing, come here.
Yeah, first day.
No sass now. I mean it.
Leroy had made Sugar quit school to help him with the bills. And every day Minnie went without a job might have been the day Leroy took her from my world. I knew the only white lady Miss Hilly hadn't gotten to with her lies.
No. That's right.
No sense, Jackson. No sense.
It's the one who couldn't get invited to the parties.
I'm Celia Ray Foot.
I'm Minnie Jackson.
Come on, let's get you Coca-Cola. This here's the kitchen. I guess I got some learning to do. Johnny's grandmama left in this house when she died, and then Johnny's mama would let me change the thing. This place would be wall-to-wall white carpet with gold trim.
She looks exactly like Miss Hilly, I feel like.
Well, it's Jessica Chastain.
Chastain and Bryce Dallas Howard. This is just proof they're not the same person in real life.
Okay. I'm just like, am I losing it here?
Yeah.
I'm pregnant now.
Gonna be eating for two. That's double the cooking.
5 other maids have already turned me down. Let me at least get you some bus money.
When you hear me say I don't want to clean this house?
Yeah, I was going to say. She was...
So you'll do it?
Oh, no hugging, no hugging.
First time I've hired a maid. Come on.
Just dragging her along.
Okay. Well, what time you want me here?
After 9, and you gotta leave before 4.
Some easy hours.
Mm-hmm.
Johnny doesn't know I'm bringing in help. Just want him to think I can do this on my own.
Oh, that's what she's up to.
Aha.
Our Christmas benefit is right on schedule. Remember? We already filled every raffle slot for bacon.
That's the youngest daughter on Growing Pains.
Yeah.
Skeeter, when can we expect to see the initiative in the newsletter? I gave it to you a month ago.
Ever. Ever.
Maybe worry about smoking first.
I'll have it in there real soon.
Just smoking right in the grocery store / restaurant.
Thanks.
This reminds me of our late night talks. I slide you a milkshake.
I made you the egg and olive on rye, Miss Skeeter.
Oh, thank you, Henry. Oh, Hilly, tell her I can hardly stand it.
He's
coming.
Oh, Skeeter Stewart's definitely coming this time. Skeeter, I'm not going to let you miss out on this just because your mother convinced you you're not good enough for somebody like him.
I like how we're supposed to believe in here that Emma Stone's not attractive.
Yeah.
Like, okay, I'll take the ride. Okay.
Uh-oh.
Is that a ring? Oh.
Is she thinking about taking because she could pawn it and get some money?
Yeah.
Oh, what do you expect? You didn't give her a loan that you knew she would pay off.
Maybe you think she set her up?
Or it could be that, too.
Maybe.
So why would a ring be behind the couch?
Yeah.
Baby girl still got to wear a diaper when she sleep at night. Now Miss Lee fall pregnant with a second baby. I pray this child turn out good. It'll only go if a mama don't think their child is pretty.
Yeah, she can relate to that.
That's
Yep.
what her mom says, yeah.
Miss Lee fall should not be having babies.
Oh.
I said a bomb off from Megan Evers' carport.
The look.
And just what makes you think colored people need your help? Maybe you just want to get Aibileen in trouble.
No, I want to show her perspective. Maybe things can change.
What law's gonna say you got to be nice to your maid?
You don't have to do this now, Minnie.
You damn right I don't.
And that's a good move.
All right, I'm gonna do it. Slide your chair under that table. Face me. I need to see you square on at all times. I got to come up with your questions too?
Oh. Once Minnie got to talking about food, she liked to never stop.
We got to get some more maize.
It hard.
Okay, I will.
Get down here. Something just arrived from New York for you.
I wonder if that was an accident. Yeah.
China later. All the way from New York City. Even smells expensive.
Holy shit.
No gentleman wants to spend the evening with a sourpuss.
Smile.
She's driving
see how her backing up skills are.
Right there. That's a way to a man's heart right there. If you back it up, perfect. Oh, there.
Boys, we'll be right back. Y'all talk about quarterbacks or something.
It's our guy from Glow.
Want a drink?
Just water, please.
Okay.
He funded the whole project and was a ring announcer.
Oh.
You work?
Right. Right now I'm working on a domestic maintenance column for the Jackson Journal.
Jesus, I can't think of anything worse than reading a cleaning column.
Oh. Wow.
It sounds to me like a ploy to find a husband and become an expert in keeping house.
Who is hungry?
Were you dropped on your head as an infant? Or were you just born stupid?
What's that?
I think he likes her. You know?
Maybe.
He clearly, isn't about the women who are just out husband hunting.
Oh, Jesus.
Maybe.
Did I miss a...
She just chopped the...
Well, she's making some fried chicken. How do you think that happens?
Well, I know, but...
I mean, they look exactly the same.
Oak's just catching on to the last 15 years, folks.
Got gum in your hair? Got a squeaky dough hinge?
Crisco.
Frying chicken just tend to make you feel better about life.
Shake that. There you are.
You supposed to eat in the dining room. That's how it works.
I'm fine right here, Minnie.
Sound effects on that.
I just want you to know I'm real grateful you're here.
You guys plenty more to be grateful for than me. Now, Mr. Johnny gonna catch me here and shoot me dead right here on this no-wax floor.
How many stories have you recorded thus far? 2 domestics, that's all? Oh, don't send me anything else until you do have more maids. I don't know, at least a dozen before this whole civil rights thing blows over. Now, good night to you, Miss Phelan.
A dozen?
Blows over? Not sure that's how that works.
It's indeed not how that worked.
Me and Aibileen done asked everybody we know. They all too scared, think we crazy. I got plenty of stories, Miss Skeeter. Just write them down and invent the maid that said it.
Don't give up on this, Miss Skeeter.
It wouldn't be real.
They killed my son.
Oh, finally told her.
He fell carrying 2x4s at the mill. Truck run over him, crushed his lung. That white foreman threw his body on back of a truck. Drove to the colored hospital, dumped him there and honked the horn. There was nothing they could do, so I brought my baby home. He died right in front of me.
Are you enjoying your new bathroom over at Elizabeth's?
Yes, ma'am.
Separate, but equal. That's what Ross Barnett says, and you can't argue with the governor.
Certainly not in Mississippi. Birthplace of modern day government.
Maybe that will inspire other maids.
You, May, I wanted to talk to you about something.
I already know what you're gonna ask, Mosquito. It's worthwhile what y'all doing, but my boys are worth more.
I understand.
What do you understand?
Yul May was just saying how excited she is that her boys are going to go to college.
I'm gonna put Billy down for us now. Come on, baby.
Like just the little details. It looked like the boy was like giving more of a hug to her than his mom.
I'm worried about you. Reading this stuff, believe it or not, there are real racists in this town.
Oh, you don't say.
I'll be on the lookout.
Put my initiative in the newsletter.
Quite a collection of books she's got there.
Oh, boy.
There. Drop off your old what?
What? We gotta get dressed. There's a particularly tall and very handsome man.
You would not like him, trust me.
Love and hate are 2 horns on the same goat, Eugenia.
2 horns on the same goat. And you need a goat.
Not sure that they are.
Sorry for the way I act.
Who sent you, William or Hilly?
Hilly, but I wanted to come. Okay, I was rude and I've been thinking about it a lot.
Well, I haven't. Let's go.
God damn it. I told Hilly I wasn't ready to go out on any date, all right?
He looks like Jim from The Office.
Timu, Jim.
Yeah.
I've never really dated anyone before.
I've never met a woman that says exactly what she's thinking.
Well, I got plenty to say.
Yeah, I'll bet you do.
He likes it.
He likes it.
Why don't you come out to dinner with me? I can actually listen to you this time.
I can't think of anything worse.
I'm sorry. That's what I came here to say, and I said it.
Just give me a minute. Let me get my sweater.
Oh, we're going now.
Right now.
All right. Oh, this is as good a time as any.
Well, at least
Oysters.
he knows where he
Oysters
stands.
are a vehicle for crackers and ketchup.
Here's the new beginnings.
He didn't even put any sauce on it.
Oh,
You don't like oysters?
with a lot of tobacco and lemon.
Tobacco.
Or Tabasco. Tobacco. Oh.
You're a good writer, Skeeter. You're really smart. You're pretty.
Somebody finally figured out she's pretty, like all those other idiots. didn't
Yeah,
know.
like they couldn't put it together.
Then
I hope you get to write something really good. Something you believe.
Hey!
All right, then.
Thought Stuart was going to change the oil in that hair first.
Come on, man. It's the 60s.
Hey, Blaine, come on. We have to go help Hilly right now.
Oh, what did she put in the paper?
Drop old coats
Goats?
at my house, not
Oh.
He's trying not to laugh. Yard of the month.
He's using it.
He's using
Oh. Oh.
That took a 180.
Yeah, very.
You was calm. You was small.
Don't shop for anything on Capitol Street. These are stores that help to support the White Citizens Council, council that is dedicated to keeping you and I second-class citizens.
Mama, that is national news.
I won't have it. You understand?
How you doing, Miss Clark?
Thank you. How you doing?
If God is willing, Miss Clark. What's going on out there, mister?
Colored people off. What happened? I don't know. Some nigga got shot.
You gonna be all right, Miss Clark?
I'll be all right. You go on now, Henry.
Is this what I think it is? Oh, my God.
Killing in a savage, uncivilized state.
15 minutes past midnight, Evers got out of his car beside his
Yeah.
home.
Yeah, Medgar Evers.
Kincaid shot him.
They found a rifle in his weapon.
An hour ago.
Big pictures from Skeeter. We're gonna be careful. We're just telling stories like they really happened.
Ugh, Emmett Till.
The presses are heating up. We needed Miss Myrna 30 minutes ago.
Yes, sir.
Missy.
You go home. I'll see you tomorrow.
Not sure what to expect here.
I told you go home.
Oh.
That's what I was.
Why is there so much blood?
Next one gonna catch Missy. You just wait and see.
We got married because I was pregnant. Then I lost it a month later.
Mr. Johnny just gonna have to get over it.
He doesn't know about the baby. Was it 2 before?
Oh, Jesus. Oh, my God.
Oh, it's the ones from before.
What you want me to do? You're under arrest.
I think it was a
I
setup.
want my purse.
Don't fight, you
Oh.
I knew she was a thief the day she started. It took them all of 10 minutes to find out where she worked.
Skeeter, best head on over to Miss Aibeleen's house now.
Oh, wow. There's your dozen.
I'm gonna help with your stories.
We all are.
That's right. Our last editor's meeting is December 17th, so if you want a prayer this getting read, I better have it by then. Otherwise, it goes in the pile. Put something personal in there. Write about the maid who raised you.
I had a great connection with her.
Oh boy.
Aibileen,
She's got another pie with her.
I was in the neighborhood. Thought I'd drop by.
Everybody hide. Everybody get
Hide?
There's 20 cars in your driveway. You can hear music.
Hey. Brought a chocolate pie.
After all the shit
My
she's
maid,
been
Minnie
through,
made it.
too. Oh my God.
My maid Minnie made it. Oh, that's really gonna.
Don't be taking those women any more pies.
Billy probably thinks that I was fooling around with Johnny when they were still going steady.
Well, they think I did.
They hate you because they think you white trash.
You know what I'd do? I'd give it right back to him.
Senator Edward Kennedy getting out of the car. Mrs. Kennedy.
Sweetheart, I gotta get down to the coast.
We're all done gone crazy, Miss Skeeter, and I'm scared. Maybe we need us some insurance. I need to tell y'all about the terrible, awful I done to Miss Hilly. It might be the only thing to keep us safe.
You don't
What'd
think.
she do to the pie?
Well, obviously she put something in it.
If I take you back, I'll have to cut your pay $5 a week.
No, Miss Walters. That's Miss Hilly's special pie. Eat my shit.
You really did yourself kill.
No. Oh, I knew it. I had done told that woman what was in that pie. I done asked God to forgive me.
She had a shit-eating grin, huh?
Yeah.
But what happened to poor Miss Walters? Miss Hilly threw her in that nursing home.
Oh.
Just for laughing. Hilly Holbrook can't let nobody know that pie story about her. She gonna go to her grave convincing folks this book ain't about Jackson. Now that keeps her safe.
Oh,
True, because she would never.
She wouldn't want that out. Somebody's choice of outfit was done on purpose.
Mm-hmm.
Busted. Gonna be grabbing a lot of attention. Uh-oh. She's just leaning right into it.
Mm-hmm.
The highest bid in baked goods goes to Minnie Jackson's
Ah.
chocolate I didn't know you were a fan of Minnie's pies. Minnie said why you won't be my friend. It's because you think me and Johnny went behind your back. Wait, I'm gonna
Oh. Here we go.
What are you trying to do to me?
I don't know what you're talking about.
You liar.
Hilly, I got pregnant after you and Johnny broke up.
Oh, shit.
Oh.
Never cheated on you. At least not with me.
Oh.
If she tells anybody, I will make her suffer.
Celia? Hey, baby, what's the matter?
Oh, she gonna throw up?
Oh.
Oh, I thought she was gonna.
Oh, she did.
Well.
You throw that pie away right now.
I spent good money on this pie.
Oh, she.
I want it just for you. The two things I can't seem to forget. That my own daughter threw me into a nursing home, and that she ate many shit.
Oh.
Can't do this to Johnny anymore.
You can't move back to Sugar Ditch. Reckon it's time you knew. Sit down. So Miss Haley thought you knew about the terrible awful.
Thank you for telling me that.
266.
Well, I have one more story to tap.
Which one you got left?
Hers.
Mine.
Mine.
Oh no. Worries me that she threw that bag down. Is Mom gonna find it or something?
I need to talk to you about Constantine.
It was so long ago.
What happened?
The Daughters of America had just appointed me state regent. Beautiful. Look at that. She's gotten so old and slow, Skeeter.
Hello, Miss Charlotte.
Rachel, I'm entertaining. Why don't you go right back, wait in the kitchen?
But I'm gonna see my mama first. You may put up with this kind of nonsense, but I do not. Miss Charlotte, let me take her to the kitchen.
Both of you. Leave.
Constantine didn't do anything wrong.
I went to her house the next day, but she had already gone. We sent your brother up to Chicago to bring Constantine home. When he got there, she died. You broke her heart. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm so...
They printed a few thousand copies with the worst advance Miss Stein had ever seen. They sent Miss Skeeter $600. She broke that money up and gave it to each of us.
Y'all finish your homework.
She
Burn
never
chicken.
lets a chicken
Never
burn.
lets it burn.
She fired me for using her inside toilet. I came back with a pie. I watched her eat.
She knows the story.
She knows the story.
Okay, Mama, I need to run.
You should read the book, Hilly. It's quite scandalous.
What book?
The Help. H-E-L-P.
Oh boy.
Told me to write something good, something I believed
It's
in.
not what I believe in. Why go stir up trouble?
Trouble's already here, Stuart.
You should have told me this from the start. I think you're better off being alone.
Whoa. No, 2 copies.
What you done put up in this? My shit.
Ouch.
I heard that Betty character might be Mary Elizabeth. It's not Jackson.
Yeah. Yep. Two slice hilly.
$200.
2 slice hilly.
Whoa. Whoa.
Oh, here we go. Big showdown's coming.
I've contacted my lawyer, Hippie Goodman.
You can't prove anything.
Aibileen ought to have been a little bit smarter before putting in about that L-shaped scratch in poor Elizabeth's dining table.
Tell your mother what hippie you've become. She's getting disgusted by you.
You're a sweaty mess. If I didn't know any better, I'd say you've been eating too much pie.
I came here.
In fact, I'm sure of it. You get your raggedy ass off.
Raggedy ass.
Well, we all get one of those disgusting things on our lips. Eugenia, take me inside, please. Skeeter, your plans tomorrow? Because we are going shopping. No single daughter of mine is going to New York City representing the great state of Mississippi without a proper cosmopolitan wardrobe. Courage sometimes skips a generation. Thank you for bringing it back to our family.
Wow.
I can't leave you like this.
I have decided not to die. I have never been more proud of you.
Wow, that's what she wanted her whole life.
Need some help with those? Vinny, hey, stop. Hey, I'm not here to hurt you. Celia finally told me about the babies. But I also know that the minute you started working here, she started getting better. So you saved her life. Oh, you just leave that.
Look at that spread.
That's kind of a big ham for 3 people, isn't it?
They're going to walk in together.
Look at there's fried chicken. There's
Or maybe she's actually going to have guests for the first time, maybe.
I cooked it all by myself.
Yes, she did. She was up all night.
I wanted to say thank you.
So, I ain't losing my job.
You got a job here for the rest of your life, if you want it.
Mm-hmm.
That's a mile high meringue, Miss Celia.
Please.
Just the way you taught me.
Okay. Yeah.
Got her seat at the table as well.
She took her babies out from under Leroy and never went back.
Good.
Why ain't you singing? We got to worry about getting in and get our seats. Come on now, we late.
This is an important time in our community. Thank you for what you have done. We know you couldn't put your name in here, so we all signed our own.
Judges over 2 counties signed our books, all for you and me.
That's beautiful.
What's wrong?
I got a job offer from Harbor Row in New York. I can't just leave you 2 here. Things are getting bad from the mess that I created.
You ain't got a good life here in Jackson, plus your mama's getting better. You ain't got nothing left here but enemies in the junior league. You ain't never gonna get another man in this town. I'm gonna take care of Aibileen, and she can take care of me. Go find your life, Miss Skeeter.
Oh, the half door.
Yeah.
The silver I lent Elizabeth last week.
And our polish good?
3 pieces were missing from the felt wrapper. A fork and 2 spoons. You are fired, Aibileen.
Amy, my fault.
Elizabeth can take care of her own children. Maybe I can't send you to jail for what you wrote, but I can send you for being a thief.
I know something about you. Don't you forget that. Call the police, Elizabeth. All you do is scare and lie to try to get what you want. Ain't you tired, Miss Hilly?
Aibileen, you have to go now.
Don't go, baby.
Baby, you need to get back to bed.
Are you going to take care of another little girl?
No, that's not the reason. Time for me to retire. You're my last little girl.
No!
I need you to remember everything I told you, okay?
You is kind. You is smart. You is important.
You give my sweet girl a chance.
Mae Mobley was my last baby. No one had ever asked me what it felt like to be me. Once I told the truth about that, I felt free. My boy Treelaw always said we gonna have a writer in the family one day. I guess it's gonna be me.
All right.
There we go. That was The Help.
Wow. Where do we want to begin with this one, folks? Wow. I mean, look, an amazing story, I thought, about, talking about, racial injustice and different situations in the country and the way things were at various, time periods. And there was a part of me, because, I know obviously a few of the stories, that went on around that time. And there was a part of me that wanted, I guess, maybe more of that, more of, showing what was going on at the time. But as I was kind of getting about, 3/4 of the way through the movie, I was like, well, if we would have gone off and learned more, or if they would have gone into, say, more about Medgar Evers and that whole situation and how it impacted everyone, I thought it would kind of, I don't want to say diminish, but it would take kind of the focus off the goal of the book and getting the stories out and so everybody could be heard. So I guess, at first I was kind of, I wanted them to dive into some more of the things that were happening. But like I said, once I got about, 3/4 of the way through, halfway through, whatever it was, I kind of understood, like, okay, this is the direction that we're going to tell the story of all the ladies in the book and everything that they had to go through. So, in the end, there's a lot of movies out there that go probably into more depth. Well, they do go into more depth about, everything that happened during, civil rights and Jim Crow and whatever, you want to, whatever time period you want to bring up. But I felt, for me, that The Help was telling the story about this time and this place and how this all came to be, and telling, the story about, Minnie and Aibileen and everybody else involved. Look, everybody's performance was just outstanding. And, we finally, and on a lighter note here, if I could, we finally got some proof that Jessica Chastain and Bryce Dallas Howard are indeed not the same person. It was new to Oak. It was new to Oak.
I
He's
was
15 years behind the curve there.
I was super confused, guys.
Remember the Bryce Dallas Howard video?
Yeah, but it was, and now to kind of bring back a little bit of the seriousness here, I liked the casting because those two actors are incredibly similar. And maybe not in 2011, but certainly now they kind of have the running joke as to if they're the same person. But by them, physically looking so similar, maybe having similar, just ways of carrying themselves, they got to have those two parallels between those characters about just how different they are, despite how similar they look. And the whole point of, well, one of many points that you could talk about for hours in this is, obviously not judging people on looks and, getting to know people and learning who they are inside. So that is obviously, incredibly important. And I like how they had those two characters in there to show that. Look, it's no secret the way some of the ladies in Bryce Dallas Howard's group were portrayed in Hilly's group. The thing that, one of the things, I feel like I have to keep saying that when I'm talking about a specific topic because there was so many in here. But one of the things that really hit me was, it's like, did any of these, ladies that they have in here, did they even really want kids? Because to me, the way I saw it, like the kids that they had were little more than accessories to them. They might as well have been a fancy dress or a fancy car or a house or some dining room silver. They were just things. They didn't seem to care. And it was, it was the Minnies and the Aibileens of the world who took care of the kids and raised the kids and seemed to care for them. Again, in this film as it was portrayed, that was the vibe that I got, that they were just a thing. So I really liked the touching moment that we had at the end with Viola and then the young actor. She's in the window crying for her. That was tough. They really knew how to hit you in the feels in this movie. And again, it probably doesn't have the weight or the heavy tones and stories of maybe some other movies in this genre, but I liked this one for the story that it was telling. Look, Bryce Dallas Howard, it's important we separate the actor from the performance, right? Because she gave her performance that right in the first couple of minutes, I think you might have even said it, Oak, that making it real easy to not like this character. And, that's the sign of a great actress. And of course, Octavia and Viola absolutely crushed this. I mean,
Octavia won an Oscar for
yeah, I mean, those two were this movie. Emma Stone in 2011, I don't recall quite where her career was, but I thought she did a good job as kind of being the vehicle for them to tell their story. But there's no secret who the stars of this one are. And I saw that Hilly's mom was Sissy Spacek. I should have caught that. That's one of my mom's favorite actresses. So glad to see her in here. I mean, they picked the lineup here. I mean, Mary Steenburgen they got in here just as pretty much a bit role, and she always crushes what she does. So, all the credit in the world to all the actors and to Catherine Sockett, the writer of the story, Tate Taylor, director. You did an amazing job. But look, it's an uncomfortable story at times, but it's an important one. And I think this is just me talking. I don't want to speak for anybody else, but for me, I think it's important that history is remembered and accurately remembered, whatever downfalls, and I guess the expression is warts and all. All that should always be remembered and never forgotten. I would never want to see this movie any other way than the way that it was portrayed, because I think seeing the reality of things so people remember it is incredibly important. So, yeah, I'm going to shut up now, let the other guys jump in here. I'm sure we'll be batting this one around here, but a great movie.
Yeah, I thought it was fantastically done. I mean, like you said, the cast was heavy hitting, and what I found so interesting is, you'd always seen in movies, or because obviously I don't know anybody that has any maids or any butlers or any help, so like you always saw that, like, how helpful they were to people in the 60s and previous. And so here it was about time that we saw something from their side. Like, you had to understand, like, they also had family, they also had their own things that they had to go on. We saw Viola had a son, and he was aspiring to be a writer, and at least that's where I like how at the end she goes, they said there was gonna be a writer in the family, it was gonna be me. And I just thought this was an important story to tell. You never, because to me, I never really thought of like what else they did, because you heard of like early times where they just lived on the property and they just, they had
the help, you mean?
Yeah, the help. They had their own property and this and that. So then it was nice to see that, or not nice, but they had their own lives outside of it. But 95 cents an hour, which I'm not sure what there wasn't minimum wage. And so $182 a month to try and support their family. And I mean, you saw Millie's character, Octavia's character. She had kids, and then also a not so pleasant husband. And so with the courage of doing the book and everything, she was able to leave him. So it helped her life out as well. And then, like you said, it was very easy to hate Bryce Dallas Howard right away and their group. And like you're talking about with the kids, I think it was because it was also about the way that they were raised, that you grow up, you meet a man, you marry him, and you have a kid, and then you have a bridge club every week, and then that's all they ever did. And they never explored. Like, they made a good point of having Emma Stone's character Skeeter she was at Ole Miss. Well, at least when she was at Ole Miss, she could get culture, she could meet new and interesting people, not the same group of people in this little town that are in Jackson, that where all this wrongdoings were happening and going down. So you saw that when she is cultured, she'd understand people, but she also said that she was raised by her maid, by Constantine. And then it was nice they went back and they showed those important moments where she felt like she wasn't pretty enough because her mom was third runner-up, but no boys asked her to dance, and she's like, you're beautiful. It's like, yeah, we see it, but for whatever reason her mom didn't, and the idiot boys didn't either. We show that a lot of times the maids were raising those kids. So sometimes it's like you could almost see it with Bryce Dallas Howard's mom, with Sissy Spacek, that she was like, why would she act this way? Like, she basically raised you, and now you're going to turn around and treat her like garbage, like nothing. And I understand those the times, but it still boggles my mind that people are like that when they raised you, and like you're saying, accessories to the parents. Well, yeah, but so then you're still going to turn around and treat the person that raised you and made you who you are. because I thought it was powerful, and I'm going to say it now, but I'm going to end it on this too. Is you is kind, you is smart, you is important, and that was a great message to send anybody, let alone the kids that you're being the help for. So very, very good movie. Great job by everyone involved, and I absolutely love it.
Yeah, the last thing you jogged my memory there, and I just want to get out before I start, was when Viola said to Bryce Dallas Howard, "Aren't you tired of this? Like, aren't you tired of constantly having like this hate or this anger that you're carrying with you forever? Aren't you tired of that?" Then we see Celia's character, who is again the mirror opposite of Hilly's character. And she's happy and things are going well despite everything she's been through with losing 3 children.
Yeah.
And just asking her, like, look, is this how you want to live your whole life? Aren't you tired of it? I thought that was a great scene. And the last thing, just real quickly, I like that they never showed Minnie's husband, because I think if they would have, it's almost like it's like the old monster movie thing. It's always more scary when you don't see, and your mind is kind of allowed to imagine what she's going through. So I thought that was a nice touch, whether intentional or not. I thought that was nice.
Yeah, I mean, this was an incredibly powerful film. I guess the first thing I'm going to say is, like, anytime you make a film that's based during this time period and you are going to attempt to make it any sort of feel-good film, you are facing an extreme challenge. And I hope that makes sense. You know, they wanted you to kind of get the warm and fuzzies at the end. They wanted you to have a sense of pride for everything that was accomplished on all sides. And, you know, they wanted you to, you know, obviously reflect on things that happened in history, but at the end, have it be a feel-good story. It's difficult to tell an accurate feel-good story and have a good historical representation of what was going on. I don't just want to say in the South during that period of time, but all across the country. But historically speaking, it was exceptionally worse in the South, especially states like Mississippi, Alabama. Look, the first thing, I think everybody involved, as far as their performances, did a great job, especially you know, Viola Davis and Octavia Spencer. They absolutely crushed their roles. I thought Emma Stone did a good job. She's pretty solid in everything. And I thought she portrayed her character well. I kind of feel bad for Bryce Dallas Howard because she had to play that role of somebody who was just a despicable human being, I guess, is the best thing that you can say. And she did it well. You know, but on the flip side, you know, kudos to her for taking on such a big challenge, knowing that I have to play a role of
always gotta be tough.
Somebody who was just you know, short of somebody who, you know, takes other people's lives, you know, just the worst of the worst in human beings. You know, it's well documented, and I think more prevalent in our historical context to look at the very aggressive racial violence that we saw in the 60s, right? I mean, that's put out there front and center. And I don't just want to say 60s, but of course this is when the film was put out there. But I think what this film did well in touching on, but obviously could have gone a lot further, is just like the day-to-day, like just the daily injustices, you know, in a level of dehumanization that when you're watching something like this, it's so difficult to sit here and watch knowing that happened. Something is like, you know, of course we, again, looking back in history, we see these big moments that took place in the civil rights movement. But again, the film did show some of the day-to-day stuff. Use separate bathrooms, you know, eat at different tables. I mean, it was all this stuff that honestly, it's hard to sit here and watch.
That's why it's important, though. People need to remember that.
Like, and the crazy thing is like, I think I'm at a kind of a unique age to be watching this. My dad graduated high school in 1964. My stepfather graduated high school in 1963. So they were in high school when this is going on, and it's easy for us, or I think maybe younger people who watch this to, that was so long ago, that was in the past, but it's not, right? It's like I call my stepdad right now and be like, what was it like? And his experience living in Wisconsin obviously was probably drastically different from people in the South. But these aren't like stories where we have to read in books. You can go to any grocery store or your neighbors and talk to people who have real life experiences. And it's just like, should serve as a reminder, like, we're not that far removed from and it's not to say that things are the best now, but we're not that far removed from shit being really, really messed up in this country. And it's hard to, it's almost like, maybe it's a good thing, but it's hard to understand like how you could look at another human being and treat them so differently based on nothing more than the color of their skin. And from just a good human standpoint, there's the like, that's awful. And then these guys know I'm a science guy, and you might be like, well, where are you going with that? And it's like, well, literally, you understand that the only difference between people is skin pigment, So racism, from I want to call it a science standpoint, racism is the most obnoxiously ridiculous thing in the world because it's literally a difference in skin tone. But it's hard to watch this and see the way people treat each other. And there was so much that was brought up in this film, and I think it was also powerful that they told it from the role of the maids, because they bring up something that is a topic that we don't necessarily see discussed, and that was the fact that these families, they hired maids to raise their children, come in their homes every single day, tuck your children into bed, cook them dinner, do all these things that we look as very intimate parts of raising your child, and you would let somebody else do that, but not use your restroom. And it's such wild thinking. Like right now, if there was somebody who I really thought was just a bad human being, or somebody who wasn't equal to me, or somebody that I didn't want to be around, the last thing I would do is let them into my home to raise my son.
Well, they can't be inconvenienced.
And the thing is like to have that mentality, and then to further go into that subject, which they did with the French family, is the kids grow up and see this, and like if you were growing up as a child and you loved somebody who raised you, but then to like go into adulthood and act the same way, it's so fucked up. And look, this isn't a movie where I should be swearing, so I'll apologize. It's so messed up. It's just again, that the whole time frame, the going back as far as you can, and this is again an interesting time frame because we had we had Hilly saying, well, separate but equal, and it's like you go further back in history and there was just blatant divide with horrible racism, and as things were changing, they threw out stupid shit like that. Well, separate but equal, but use separate bathrooms. It was, I don't know. It was rough. I mean, it was like, the reality is there was just a lot of people who were just horrible, horrible people. And again, the thing that I struggle with this film is you take such a deep topic and try to turn it into a feel-good story, and it's difficult to come. It's difficult for me to come out of my disgust to have any sort of warm and fuzzies at the end. What I will say is, it was brave on Eugenia's part as a writer to step up and say, I'm going to tell this story. I think she knew that I didn't know that there was legal issues that could have taken place in the South, but she knew that she could be chastised from her family and the community or whatever. But I think the risk here and the real braver in this story is clearly, Aibileen and Minnie. They were the ones that were putting the lives of themselves, their children on the line. We saw that there was crazy, just terrible, violent acts against people who did stand out. And so, if anything, this is a story of bravery of not just Aibileen and Minnie, but all the other women who came forth, tell their side of the story, knowing that there would be risk. Yet we did get a laugh out of the insurance that they got. Mm-hmm. So I can appreciate, like, as a movie watcher, having them put in some moments for levity and stuff like that, because again, they did want to make this a lighthearted film, but it's just difficult to navigate because of how heavy the subject matter is. So, and then just the last few things, and I know this is going long even for somebody that goes long, but with a film that's touching these, not touching, it's based on subject matter this heavy, it would be a disservice as reactors to not discuss it. And look, the reality of what we do here on the channel is we watch fictional movies. A handful of them are about, real historical events, but few of them are about historical events of this significance. And so this is one where I guess I'm not going to apologize for going long, because I would rather go a little long and say what I want to say than have us wrap up this review and felt like I didn't, because we're not just talking about a movie, right? Mm-hmm. And that's what's tough here. We're not just talking about a movie. And I guess I should probably wrap it up, because the three of us know if we're going to have a discussion about the civil rights movement in the 1960s, this is something that could go on for not days or months or years.
The thing that I found interesting about a lot of their characters is that they right away, look, I think it's safe to say most people probably don't have maids or help around the house. So I think immediately, at least for me, I'm immediately kind of put off by seeing somebody talk to like that in a subservient kind of way. Just take all the racial stuff out of it.
Period. Yeah.
It's a weird thing. And look, I know there are people who have maids and butlers and gardeners and personal chefs, whatever it might be, and I'm sure they're treated very well. They're usually paid exceptionally well. I get that, but even all the racial things aside, it's weird seeing somebody being ordered around in your own house to do things that you as a parent or a homeowner should be doing yourself. Right. So that right away kind of gets you kind of like an ick feeling about it. And then you throw on, of course, the racial things on top of it, and then it's even worse. So you can really see things through the eyes of Minnie and Aibileen, that as they tell their story. And I like how you kind of take the journey with them through it. And like you said, it has its levity and it has its moments that are fun. And you see how those two telling their story led to others telling their story, led to people getting this book and everybody reading it. And you hope that in some small way that helped, a lot of people.
Yeah, and you were hoping that you would see it change people's minds. But I think all it did with Hilly was just make her even more angry, and then try to take it out on Aibileen. But then that's when the powerful moment of Aibileen going, "Aren't you tired of this?"
And it makes you wonder, is a person like that ever going to be happy? Take all that stuff out of it, just in their core. I don't think they have what it takes to be happy. But
I mean, the last things that I wanted to touch on, and this is something that I've talked about in a handful of other films when it's come up, is the importance of acting out when you see injustice. And this obviously is very relevant here given the subject matter, but I'm saying anything. When you see something wrong, act out, step up. Bravery is contagious. Courage is contagious. And we saw this here, and it started with Aibileen and Minnie. That stuff is contagious, but it gets me so much to watch people stand by and do nothing when they just see terrible things. And we saw that portrayed very well in this movie with Elizabeth, because you could tell Elizabeth was just kind of going along with everything Hilly said. They didn't make her lovable, in the beginning, it's time to polish the silver and all this shit. But towards the end, you could tell, and we got that with Skeeter's mom too. You know, the president from whatever association was giving her an award and did something rude, and you just go along with it. And it's like, I don't care, you know, what path you take in life or where you go. There's going to be moments for everybody where you have those decisions to make. Are you going to do what's right, or even if it's difficult, are you just going to go with the flow or whatever? And it's like, there's an old quote that says, you know, the world, I don't know the exact quote, but it's something along the lines of the world's not going to be destroyed by people who are evil, but it's going to be destroyed by the people who stand by and do nothing when they see it happening. And that's what you see in this film, is you see so many people just blatantly knowing shit is wrong, and they just do nothing.
That was basically the sermon that they were giving that turned Viola's character around.
Yeah,
that was basically the sermon.
And again, guys, like, look, at the end of the day, we're movie reactors, right? And to really, and I don't know that I've done this before when we've done a film, but just understand in this reaction that I think the nature of the videos that we've done before speak for itself, and the type of individuals that we are. But just know that this particular topic we could discuss for days and days and weeks and weeks and years. And at the end of the day, we have to try to kind of give you our feedback on this movie. So look, we could talk for hours and hours. So you know, I don't want anybody to think that, you know, we went short on or tried to, you know, do the cliff notes on the civil rights movement or the racial injustices that were taking place during the 60s and previously and since then. And obviously we still have a lot of issues today that we're working through. But in the interest of, of not, you know, talking. I just don't. Look, if I'm being honest, I don't want people. I don't want people to be like, "Well, you guys left this out or that out." And for this subject matter, look, it's important. My father was a history teacher, and my dad wasn't he wasn't a rose goggles history type person. These are long discussions, and I've had discussions with my dad about, you know, what it was like in the 60s and stuff, and he said it was tough. My dad said that things were obviously a lot different in Wisconsin from what it was in the South. He goes, there were some pretty, that's not to say we didn't have racism here in Wisconsin, but he said the experiences of things up here in Wisconsin were drastically different than what he was seeing in the South. And, but in any regard, I'm gonna stop there, not because I don't have thoughts, but just because with this particular topic, I could quite literally go on for hours and hours and hours just in a reaction. Again, incredible performances, a good movie. I think it was a very made for Hollywood, sanitized, if you will say, portrayal of racism in the South in the 60s. But again, the movie makers did face challenges in writing a feel-good story, given what was actually going on during those times. So that's what I'm going to say. I like the way you finished off yours. I'm just going to say, like, just be a decent human being to other people.
Yeah. So then, what are our scores here?
Yeah, this one was. I wouldn't normally want to say a fun watch, but I did enjoy it, and everybody did an amazing job. So what else would you give that other than a 5? I thought it was great. I thought everybody crushed their role, and I would not expect anything less from all the talented people that were involved. So yeah, this one's a 5 for me.
Yeah, easily a 5. A story that had to be told, and it was a great perspective to get it from the maids that, as we saw, they helped shape a lot of, families down in the South, and yet got zero credit for it.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with a 5 as well. Again, I just did my long drawn out discussion. Yeah, but a 5. Like again, there was a lot of things that I felt like could have been done better with this film, but just like my reaction, how long do you want the movie to be?
Right, and then you lose the point and the importance of the book.
How heavy do you want it to be? How far? Yes, we still have to recognize it was based off a book, but if for nothing other than the message of bravery from our main characters and from historical importance for them to be recognized, I think it's worth a 5.
Yep.
There you go. Hopefully you enjoyed this watch as much as we did. It was really, really great and powerful. Thank you guys for watching with us. So for Appleton Oak, Mason Quinn, I'm of course Answer. And remember, you is kind, you is smart, and you is important. Good night, pals.